I almost agree. I think we made a couple of mistakes. First, to give the monopoly to the federal politicians. It's actually only one house. It can go through just one house, but it would be very difficult to get it through the Senate because you wouldn't have the funding from the government to actually run it if the government didn't agree with it. So although technically the Senate can go off with its own, it can't. I think it was wrong and a mistake to restrict it just to the Parliament. Why not, for example, 2 states or 3 states? So that it's not all just the Canberra politicians. At least you could have, for example, Western Australia, Queensland and Tasmania deciding on something. Or alternatively, why not do what's done in Switzerland and allow the people to put in a referendum? You'd need a petition, you'd need a decent majority, you'd have to verify that those signatures supporting the petition were such. But I can't see what's wrong with stopping the people from passing a referendum. For example, we could pass a referendum to stop the payment of politicians, for example. We could make them have to be like the old... the aldermen in the councils when I was a boy weren't paid. They're now paid a fortune. Completely unnecessary. It hasn't improved anything. The garbage is still collected.
Yes, but we're saving the planet now by our net zero council resolutions.
Yes. So,
David, I agree with you about the citizen-initiated referendum. I think, and as to your point regarding the a referendum initiated by the states, it's probably surprising that that didn't get in there, given that the spirit of federalism was so strong back in 1900, where the states were anxious to preserve their rights, and that might have got up. You would know whether that was part of the discussion. I'm not sure.
Because referendums were very new then. They did exist in Switzerland. We were the first country to have the constitution actually approved by referendums. The Swiss didn't. They introduced it, but they didn't come in by referendum. And I think we were the first country to have referendums for the purpose of it. And we had to have more than one. In New South Wales, there had to be 2. And we were strong on that. The British didn't have them in their country, and I think it was a wonderful thing. But we should have